Everybody, today what we're going to talk about is kind of down and dirty of what in the world to post about. So I like to try to think of inviting in two different realms. One, I'm inviting to a whole group or kind of my niche market, and that's through my like page, my personal page, things like that, social media. And then I also invite personally, so one-on-one. So right now we're focusing on that kind of large group posting. Okay, so I've got 10 tips for you guys that I want you all to try to work out when you are posting. So the first one is right off the bat, at least within the first month of you coaching, I'd love for you to start a like page. Do not get all wound up over the name of the like page. If you can't think of anything, just do something with your name or just do your name or something like that. So open up a like page. Now, this does not mean that that like page has to go public right away. But what I'd like for you to do for that at least first month before you feel comfortable putting your like page out there for everybody is I'd like for you to post whatever you post on your personal page also on your like page. So that when people go to it, they have kind of a level of different things going on and it doesn't seem like you just created it. So create a like page for sure. Next thing I want you guys to do is to figure out your story. In order for you to not sound salesy, you need to become a storyteller of what is going on in your life and what you are achieving for your life and for your future. So I have a couple of questions I want you guys to write down and to answer for me. The first one is, why are you coaching? Do not tell me that you're coaching because you want to help people. That is what we do. That's not why we do it, okay? So I know that might be really hard for us, especially us Pearl personalities where we want to change the world and all of those things, but why are you coaching? What is the reason behind you coaching? Go back to when you first signed up as a coach. What made you go, yeah, I want to do that? What's that deep reason of why you wanted to coach? Okay, the next question is, why are you working on your fitness? So I think of fitness not necessarily as like weight loss, but more fitness of what do you get from fitness? Why do you work out? What does it do for you? Okay. The next question is, why do you watch your nutrition? Why do you meal prep? Or why do you do those things that have you eating healthier? The next question is, why do you drink your Shakeology? What has Shakeology done for you? What is your Shakeology story? Because your Shakeology story is probably different from mine. For me, I noticed energy like crazy. I used to fall asleep after I taught all day. And when I started doing my Shakeology, I didn't need those naps anymore. I could last all day without needing that nap and having that fog kind of over my life. So that is one little aspect of my Shakeology story. What is yours? The next one is, why do you do personal development? So this is kind of shifting from that outside perspective to more of like a mental perspective. So how are you changing? What is your story with personal development? And who are you developing? How are you growing mentally? How are you growing emotionally? So write that down for sure, because that's something that you could share on your page. The next one is, what can the financial part of coaching, like earning money, do for you? If you haven't seen it yet, what do you plan on it doing for you in your future? Or what has it done for you? So think about this way. If you made $25 this month, that is possibly, if you have a car, a gas up tank. You need to post about that, you guys. You need to post about that. If you helped 3 people, guess what? Your expenses with Shakeology are covered. You got free, well, not free because you earned it, but you got your Shakeology paid for. That is huge. That is one reason, right, that most people say no to this is because they think it's too expensive. Well, help 3 other people and it's not too expensive. For sure, it's not too expensive. Okay, what is your vision? So this is kind of like your future story. Where do you see this growing? Do you want a team of coaches that you are also helping them achieve X, Y, Z? Do you want just to really help people change their thinking about dieting? Do you want to really help women just gain their self-confidence and their sexiness back? What is your vision of what you're going to do 3 months from now? What's your vision of what you're going to do a year from now? Write that down. That's something that you can post about and you can tweak, and it's going to change, you guys. It is totally going to change. My vision when I first started coaching is worlds different than what it is a year and a half later right now. So what's your vision for your future? And then also, what are your pain points? This is going to get a little bit deeper, but I like to think of this as what keeps you up at night. Because if it keeps you up at night, it keeps your niche up at night. Do you worry about how you're going to pay for your kiddos' college? Do you worry about how you're going to pay for them to be able to play baseball someday? Do you worry about how you're going to pay for those stinking student loans? What do you worry about? What do you think about? And how can coaching help with that? Because it can. I promise. Maybe you don't see it right now, but give it 6 months and you will see it. You'll be able to see the big picture. And we need to share that big picture with others for sure. Okay, so these story pieces can be sprinkled throughout. But if you have these written down on a piece of paper and kind of up on a board, or if you have them up in a journal, you can go back to that when you're going, I don't know what to post about today. Share a little bit of your story. Take a little piece of that story and put it out there. Be okay with being deep. If you're like, oh my gosh, that was scary. I can't believe I put it all out there. What if that doesn't actually happen? You start having those self-doubts. Press post and forget about it. Forget that it even went out there. Log off Facebook. Check back in, tomorrow morning or whatever. So, what I like to try to do whenever I'm struggling with post ideas is I think about what gets at my heart. So what are my loves in life? Maybe this is Beachbody related, maybe it's not, but what are my loves in life? What is, something that can kind of make my audience think, so mind, and then body. What am I doing with my physical transformation, or how can I inspire someone to get started on working on their body? And then coaching. There is 4 posts for a day. I'm asking you to start out with 2 posts each day. So maybe you could do heart and mind one day and body and coaching the next day, or whatever it might be. So, okay, tip number 3. Number 2 is a long one. But what are your loves outside of fitness and Beachbody? Mine are my Riley dog, which you better be seeing lots of Riley dog on my page. My fiance, so I try to talk about our relationship and kind of his role in all of this. And then teaching, which is really hard for me to do during summer breaks, but I like to share a little bit about teaching also because I am still a full-time teacher. So, number 4, who do you want to inspire and what do you want them to feel from your page? So I always think of the one person I really want to inspire is one of my best friends. I think she would be a phenomenal coach. And she is like my typical niche market kind of lady. She's driven. She has these big goals. She has such a heart of gold. She loves to help other people. She has her priorities straight. She's hardworking. She's always kind of struggled with carbs, kind of like me. And so I always think about, is this speaking to her? Does this mean anything to her? And is she feeling something from what I'm posting today? Okay, tip number 5, show your personality. I want people to know that I'm a goofball, but I have a very serious side to me sometimes, that I'm very high energy, and I'm okay with that. Like, if people think that's weird, I'm like, oh well, they're not going to be great for my team anyways if they think that I'm a weirdo. So I'm okay with that. But show your personality as much as you can. Okay, number 6. Number 6 is my favorite. Take good pictures. Have lots of lighting if you can. So I always try to take pictures with all of the lights on, even lamps, with a room that is full of windows. Sometimes I will even purposefully take some pictures that I know I'll use later if the lighting is really good. If I'm like, oh my gosh, the sun is so bright today, everything's great. So take good pictures. A little bit of tips on taking pictures. You want the light to be between your camera and you, okay? So you want the light to be shining on you and your camera in between that. Try to use the back of your camera also as much as you can. So good pictures go a long way. Along with good pictures, number 7, be a selfie queen. So I know this is probably a little like, oh my gosh, Megan, you take so many selfies. If I see your face one more time, but you have to remember, not everybody is seeing every single post that you put out there. So it might feel like you are constantly taking tons of selfies, but really, not everybody sees them. And being able to see my face allows others to connect with me. They can connect a face with a name, with a vision, with a purpose, whatever I have going on. So selfies are your best friend. But with that, my next tip, number 8, is add some variety in those photos also. So don't take completely only selfies. Everything is just a selfie, 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 unless you're Bonnie Engel, and then you can do that. Just kidding. She has variety. But take some that are full body. Take some of just your kiddos. Take some of, a silhouette of you working out. Take pictures of just, food or whatever it is that is kind of works for your niche. So lots of selfies, but also kind of sprinkle in some other things that can add some variety in the visual aspect of what you're posting. But then also this adding variety goes with your post. So add some serious along with funny, along with inspirational. So you don't want just one, everything's serious and oh my gosh, we need to get to work and it's all tough love. Add in some of your personality. And if you are not a real goofy person, then don't worry about being goofy. But add some variety in who you are in your post. Okay. All right, I am at number 9, and number 9 is kind of hard for me, and I know it's kind of hard for some of our coaches on our team, but keep it short. When you are creating videos or when you are creating a post, try to keep a majority of them very, very short. I'm already checking out my time and realizing that this video is kind of long, but try to keep that to, if you are posting no longer than that long. Because if someone presses more and they see a lot of it, and then chunk your text also. So try to do no more than 3 sentences together. I noticed that whenever I kind of paragraph them into short sections, more people are apt to read them. And then also in videos, I try to keep them less than 5 minutes. For sure. If you can keep it under 2 minutes, that is awesome, especially if you're using Facebook or social media. People want really short and quick. If you are doing videos, introduce yourself and what you do right off the bat. People need to know who you are, even if you're posting it to your personal page. Introduce yourself anyways, because not everybody may know who you are, and you want them to get to know you. So your name, they need to hear your name over and over and over again. Okay, my last one, number 10, and I think this is so, so important, and that is to ask for feedback. And this is so scary, but oh my gosh, if my 6th graders can ask me for feedback on their writing, I know you guys can do it. I know it stinks, and it's hard to take feedback, and it's so it's totally an ego thing, you guys, though. You've got to ask for feedback. So if you have a post coming up that you're nervous about, copy and paste it and send it to me. Copy and paste it and send it to your success partner. Copy and paste it and send it to someone on our team that can give you some feedback. They might say, that's really long. Or you could, tweak this. Or it kind of sounded like you were like telling me what to do instead of sharing with me. So, or that sounds really salesy. And let's face it, you guys, we would rather our friends, our team members tell us that rather than someone get the wrong vibe from you. So definitely share it and get feedback before you post it. Don't do this for everything, but definitely those ones that you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good post. I know it's good. Send it to someone, have them just look at it before you do it because, yeah, it helps out. So there's top 10 tips for sharing. I'd love to see your list of those questions that I shared with you guys, figuring out your story. I would love to work through that with you. So if you want to write those down and send them to me or comment below, that would be awesome. And we can help tweak it to make it meaningful for those people that you want to help. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.